And we are live. Week 9 coming up. Fantasy football. Week 8's in the bag, Soto. And in our league, we are tied in our division, but I got the division, better record. So I'm feeling good. I'm on top of the. We're both 5-3. I know you gave me a little shit because you have more points than me. I mean, I've gone against more points, but you know what? A win's a win. Yeah, Rome got me that touchdown. Week 1 against you, so that's I kind of helped my situation. But yeah, but before we move on, Soto,
on a Monday,
before we go on,
yes,
I think we need to bow our heads because I know you have him in you have him in our fantasy. I actually have had him in my work fantasy league, and I'm going to talk about how fucked I am in that league in just a moment. But let us toast. The quick career, or the quick season, I should say, not career, quick season of one.
Oh God,
damn Skattebo, and that's how we say his name, Skattebo. This is for you. You helped us.
Awesome. I believed in him.
Why he was so good. Just to put in there and just him and Dart. I mean, they were just bros, butting heads and stuff like that. And yeah, I know people unfortunately joked like he can only go so long. 8 weeks, pretty much. That's how long
with the way he played, right?
Yes.
Like, people were saying like this guy is gonna get injured with his like high intensity play.
Yep,
and he actually fucking did. He really did. And one of the most gruesome kind of injuries that you can get, like the Gordon Hayward dislocated ankle special. The ones that are usually so gruesome, they have to look away from the camera when it happens. And I had seen the video of it on Reddit right when you texted me, and I just looked at it and I was like, "Oh no, R.I.P.
Yep,
Skattebo." And it's funny. It goes back to draft night, okay? Because we're gonna continue talking about draft night all year. He's the pick that I made where I should have gone wide receiver depth.
Yeah.
And it looked great, but now it's like, I mean, he was only going to last half a season anyways, but it's just karma. It's like I should have gone wide receiver depth. But like you said, with all things being equal, we're both 5-3 and we're both atop our division, at least for this week. And I think that's pretty cool. I mean, right now we're just trying to get into the playoffs. That's the only goal. So
yeah,
there might be a misstep here or there, but trying to get into the playoffs, man. Anything can happen.
That's it. That's the key. I don't think a lot of people realize about that fantasy. Any guys can go off, but you have to get there. And like I said, my work league, I was so heavy on running backs, and now my whole running back room, for the most part, I still have one pretty much running back stud in Bijan Robinson, but with Skattebo out, and now obviously Mason and Pollard's time is done, because they went from being kind of the lead back. I've lost a lot there, and I'm talking about a 2 running back league, so I'm like, and I don't know if there's any trades, I'm like, because now I'm kind of on that cusp. I'm 3-5 in my work league. I got the points. It's just I lost by 6. I lose by, so it's not like I'm even getting dominated. But now it's like I'm going the rest of the season with one good running back. So like I'm debating putting Bijan Robinson on a trading block and seeing how much of a haul I can get, because I need like maybe a mid running back and even maybe a better flex and wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at that point now. I'm like, is this the move I need to make in my work league to get forward? Because
I think so.
I might have to, because it is kind of falling apart and I don't have much options. There's not much. Now I'm in a 12-man league. There's not much even on the waiver wires. Right now, the top options, I know we joke because 16 is like Arizona's running back Carter, who's coming back, and like Tuden from Jackson. Like, so there's no real running back depth that I can pick up. People have been stashing. That's what you do. You stash. So yeah, I'm to the point now, like I got to make a move. But in our league, at 5-3, we both are there. We both won, and it's like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, we're gonna have ups and downs, but I'm like, at least I know these guys can compete. I'm not as worried. Yes, they might have bad days, but I'm not in panic mode yet. So, but yeah, here we are. This is the way fantasy is.
People get injured, and then at the end of the year, like you mentioned, guys who sucked all year might pop off during the playoffs. But you got to set yourself up for it. You got to set yourself to ride the wave of the bye weeks. Big week 14 for me. That's gonna be tough for me to get through, but I think that you're on the right thinking to try to turn Bijan. Bijan's your only tradable piece. Like, you're not going to trade your bench guys to get any sort of depth. No one's going to ask for that. So, maybe somebody will give you a couple of good, solid, like you said, a running back and a flex moving forward, just so you have a little bit more depth all around. I'm actually happy that this asshole didn't take Chase Brown for Michael Golden.
Yeah. I was gonna say that your extra running backs are now going to kind of pay off. Yeah, because I know we talked about that, having Chase Brown, especially when he was up and down, then the return of Joe Flacco and now the non-return of Joe Flacco possibly helped Chase Brown's status a little bit. But yeah, now you're able to slide him in. So yeah, that's just the way fantasy is. It's just like you get lucky and, you just got to go from there. It's just who you never know who might step up. I mean, and the most hilarious thing, Soto, you started the Jacksonville defense. And to those who are not listening, Jacksonville had a bye week. And you know what? His defense scored more than his opponent's defense, which, don't get me wrong, I mean, I think they started Cincinnati. You think, well, not a lot of, no one thought the Jets were going to score 37 or whatever. I mean, come on. But yeah.
Well, true, but the Bengals defense sucks. It's like
they do.
I thought to myself as I'm looking at like the whoever's on the waiver for defense last week, why would I put like a team that's going to be at risk of being a minus?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, there are defenses that pop off for like 16, 20. You had the Patriots defense, which I was watching all day, and I was like, wow, you must be getting good points from this.
They got
so that's nice, but they don't do
10.
it every week.
Yeah,
they don't do it. They don't do that every single week. I mean, and most people's defense is whatever. So I would much rather be more flexible on a position player situation than have to worry about a fucking defense. And Jacksonville was still there because nobody had any. Why would anybody pick up a defense on their bye? Well, because they're going to score 0 points, so you can just slot them in. Like, my opponent had -4.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought to myself, I'm like, why am I? And it's because you put this idea into my head earlier this year. Like, if I'm ahead, your defense is a liability for minus points.
Yeah, more so than anyone.
It's safer for them to be on a bye, to be quite honest, because you're not going to lose points. So, and I mean, I definitely laughed because I'm sure they looked at it and they're like, man, this motherfucker played a guaranteed 0 on me and still beat me.
Yep. Sometimes it's just the way to go. It's just
a strategic 0
to go.
Oh, it was fucking gorgeous, man. It was fucking beautiful. And I love points on the table, man. With Chase Brown and Joe Flacco, Baker Mayfield threw a fucking goose egg for me, 5 points. And obviously Skattebo was doing great, before he got, taken out. But if I had started Chase Brown got 24 points. So that's been my big thing the last couple of weeks is I've just been leaving tons of points on the bench, and thankfully so far it hasn't hurt me in any way. But and also I really just lucked into Oronde Gadsden. He was available. Nobody was picking up Oronde Gadsden. He was just a free guy. And I needed a tight end, and I said, okay, well, I'll take a flyer because Hunter Henry's going to go on a bye week on week 14. I was like, so whatever, I'll just take a backup tight end. And now Oronde Gadsden is fucking like nasty. So
he is,
that's fancy for you, man.
And I will say this: with the tight ends, always got to be careful because you remember earlier in the year, because I think I did this like the mid. I picked up Seattle's tight end Barner, who got me double digits. He had like 10 points, then he had 20, then 8, and now, then he had 1.4. And that's just the way the tight ends is. You kind of that's kind of like you have to ride the wave because there's basically. If you look at this year, it's like there's McBride and Warren, and then there's everyone else. It's pretty much the way it is. Point wise, I'm not sure Kraft went off.
he was the tight end. He was tight end one last week.
He was.
Drafted him
I have him in my
crazy.
I have him in my guillotine league. Um, so
How many
yeah,
points he score?
he scored. Hold on, I'm going back because gave me 29.8. So
Ooh,
yeah,
for
so
a
you
tight
know
end.
you can yeah, so he's still my tight end, but so it's funny. I want to talk about this guillotine thing. I know I kind of talked about my overall um roster, which is funny because it just gets better and better, but it gets harder and harder because it's basically everyone's starting to get the cream of the crop. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
had also Skattebo on my guillotine league, so I'm like shit.
Of course.
I also still had, so I slotted in Krosky Merritt, good old Bill. But I'm a little worried
Oh
because
God,
without Jaden
I'm sorry.
Daniels, he does not do well.
Yeah.
Well, he was on my bench,
Um,
but right now,
mhm.
it's like he's my best second running back because I have Derrick Henry. But I'm going to remind people in the Guillotine League what happens is you basically have like $1,000 throughout the season. And I'm looking at the rest of the league, and I have the second most money left, and I'm even at the second projection. The top guy does not need a Gibbs is available on tomorrow's waivers. So I looked, and so I had like 600 and like say 650 total. The next highest person had 347. So I put $348 on Gibbs because I'm like, unless the top guy gets him, he's mine. And I'm like, I can almost ride out the rest of the season barring injury. So what's
Yeah.
going on, Sports Bean Channel? We're just talking some fantasy and whatnot, but obviously we're also mourning the loss of Skattebo for the rest of the season because we both had him in our fantasy.
Oh
So
man, a sweet boy, a sweet sweet boy, and he was doing. He was, I started him because I was like, oh, maybe I should go Chase Brown. I thought about it, and then I looked at the Vegas odds, and I was like, okay, the odds were better for
100.
Scatterbro
Yeah,
to get a touchdown, and I said, okay, I'm gonna ride with Scatterbro. Plus, I had also said that I will believe in him moving forward. Since that one time I left 30 points on the bench with him, and I was like, it's because I stopped believing in him and I paid the price. And then I started believing him, and he breaks his fucking ankle. So
yeah, yeah,
it was a good
yeah.
run. It was a good. We'll talk about this run next year. And a question for you too is, off topic. I know we're talking about stuff, but do you think he gets drafted in the top 20 next year?
100%.
Scatterbro?
100% he does. Um, it's also
Top
because it's the
16, like
potential.
first round. Like let's say we're
He's going top two. He might, well, you would have to look at what the landscape is. And thank you, Sportsman. We'll check out your channel, afterwards. Yeah, no, let me. To me, he almost
Scatterbro
has to
round
be.
two,
I think
three.
because of what he did. I don't know if he'll go first round, but I also first round in our league because it's a 16 team league, and I can see someone taking
Yeah,
that chance. And that remember we're in that difficult league where it's 16 teams, but now he also has
yeah.
that injury concern. So people are like, well, yeah,
Right.
it's going to be great, but it's a chance. So honestly, I could see him more likely being a second
Yeah,
rounder,
you're right. He's coming off energy. You're right. He's coming off an injury. That makes sense.
but
So,
I definitely then I play with a lot of crazy people in my work league, so I do see someone. I see some people taking him round one. I would say his average will be round two, just because a lot of people who actually play fantasy, who just know, just they might be a little scared of that injury. Um, will he go? Will Ebuka? Am I even saying that? I always say his name wrong. Ebuka go not round one. He almost has to now. I. What do you think, Soto? Do you think next year he goes round one?
I think he has a solid chance. One. Yeah, just because what other options is Baker going to have? I mean, Evans, is he even going to come back?
I don't know. I mean,
And then we still haven't seen fucking Godwin come back yet, right?
no. And then Bucky Irvin has been injured as well. But yeah, next year he's got to be close to the. He's gonna definitely be close to the one. So all right.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy.
this year he has 106 points fantasy wise. Um, and he's ranked 36 overall. So,
Holy
yeah,
cow! That's a huge trade in team. So all right, let's see. All right, Soto, this guy Landy. Let me just ask you
Eric
real quick.
Henry,
Henry,
Ibuka.
Ibuka, Warren, and Swift for Bijan, JSN. I mean, if that's a legit trade with Bijan and JSN alone, with the seasons they're having, because yeah,
I feel like you won this trade.
if that's yeah, I mean, I don't know people doing 3 and 4 man trades always seems weird to me. It's like here, let's just swap teams. Um, But yeah, no. I
I've
mean,
never. I mean, like the person who traded Bijan and JSN must be a lower team. That's a lot to give up. I feel like for that.
you do get a
Although
Buka
Warren
Warren. Yeah.
makes that nice. Yeah, because of Warren, is nice at tight end.
Yeah, you can just
So
slot
the
him in.
team is Jaden Daniels. Oops, sorry about that. Gibbs, love that. Bijan, wow.
Well, that's who you. Yeah.
JSN, London. What the fuck are you in like a 6-man fucking
I
league?
know.
What the fuck is
I'm
this kind
looking
of
at this. I'm like,
what kind of
Jesus.
nonsense?
Either
We
that or
only
there's
do
noobs.
16 team leagues here, all right? This is for poverty, okay? Stop fucking like showing off your teams with fucking all-stars, all right? I want to see teams that are scratching the bottom of the
10-team
fucking
league. Yeah,
barrel.
10-team league. I can kind of see this. Also, like I said, it's now that
God
people
bless you. 32
32.
teams. Yeah,
That's
I just
that's
saw
a
that.
man's league right there. That's a
I
I.
sent you that shit on TikTok where I'm like 32-man leagues. Like, what do you even do on the buys? What do you even do when you have an injury? Like, you have one injury and it's catastrophic. You know what? Here's what I propose, Chad: a 32-team guillotine league. That's what we should have.
You can't. Well,
That
you
is
can't because it's not
hardcore.
32 weeks. You would have to kill the bottom two.
Oh, good
If,
point. Good
you know
point.
that's
Or you could do multiple teams.
that is true. So hold on. Going back, I would love just the mess because I've once for fun tried a 20-team league, but when you do it for fun, people don't take it seriously. And yeah, we are in a 16-team league. When you pay money, I think people more try. There's that effort.
They
Yeah,
don't trade, that's for sure.
well, until they get 0-6, 0-7, then it's like, yeah, whatever. But you know what I mean. At least up front, there's a little
32 teams, no.
30.
No,
I would
no,
love
no,
to. But so to imagine that. Imagine if
no.
you had the first pick. So you're like, all right, first pick. I'll pick again at pick 64. Let me go have 10 beers.
No. No. I wanted to come on here and be like, you know what, the best. I think 12 is the perfect
I
number.
like the middle, middle of any number.
12 is perfect. I think a 12-man like league, but look, a 12-man league. That's a perfect number right there. Like none of this 16-man league shit. 12-man is fine. 10 is just like, wow, that's luxurious.
It is.
People who are in 10-man leagues, I'm like, oh my god, like you're just spoiled with riches. Like you don't know what it's like to go on the waiver wire and just be like, the number one waiver wire pick this week in our league is a kicker.
Yeah.
That's like our fantasy trend in Yahoo is like just kickers. I'm like, what in the fuck?
So hold on, Soto. I'm gonna go through our league.
Shit.
Let me tell the chat, the two people in our chat, the bet. So yes, for QB, there is no QBs. Technically, the best QB is Pickett for Las Vegas. Every QB is taken because obviously you need to have someone on your bench, and even backups are taken. Best technically wide receiver right now is Kirk for Houston, and he is questionable. Obviously, he's coming back. And then the second best is what? We got Harris from I almost said Clippers. The LA Chargers, Trey Harris. Those are the top two receivers in our league in the 60s. Running back, best one available, Carter, who just was let go from Arizona and then got, re-signed. And then Tuden. And then you got tight end, Okonkwo, Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Part of the best. And then Bates. Bates for Detroit kicker. That's it. Defense, the best team for defense, the New York Giants. 16-team waivers
fuck out of here. I'd rather have the empty spot again over the Giants. Are you kidding me? The fuck? That's why now, guess what?
You're just going to play no defense.
The Jags have already had their fucking bye. So guess what? I don't have to worry about defense for the rest of the year. I'm just going to plug it in. That's it. Rest of the year, just the Jags. I don't have to worry about streaming it. I'm just going to keep them in there. Like, yeah, they'll have some, matchups that it will suck. They'll have another matchup that'll be fine. I don't care. I'm not thinking about defense anymore. Same with kicker. Kicker goes on by. I'll just pick up another guy off.
That's all I did.
That's it.
Then I got the New England kicker somehow.
When it comes to wide receivers, man, I'm fucked. Because nobody wants to fucking trade in our league because everybody's just holding on to all their fucking pieces and it's fucking bullshit and it pisses me off, but I gotta live with it. I gotta hope that Jamison Williams decides to play football this year. I have to hope that Calvin Ridley decides to do anything at all this year. Right now, I'm riding on fucking booty. And
that's not a bad ride, though. That is not a bad ride, though.
But it's like a boomer bust kind of thing. I was hoping that actually Jameson Williams would be more like Booty is, where it's like every once in a while he gets like a deep pass and he gets like some points. But Jameson has been useless. But I got to play him, you know. And then Calvin Ridley, like I've had his handcuff, quote unquote. DK. DK scored me some points last week, man. DK scored me. DK has done more for me than Calvin Ridley has done all fucking year. I swear to God. I will never draft Calvin Ridley again. I don't care where the fuck he is. I don't care what the value is for Calvin Ridley.
What if it's your last pick? What if it's your last pick?
I don't give a fuck. I'll pick up goddamn Waller again. He'll probably be retired at that point. I'll still pick him up. I will not draft Calvin Ridley ever again. I'm fucking done. I'm off the Ridley shit.
All right, I'm gonna go through chat real quick. How do you have Puka and CeeDee Lamb? God damn. All right, should I flex anyone else? Puka, you know what? We were just talking about Gatson earlier. He's kind of going off. I would continue. I would honestly put him in the flex until he, goes down the mountain. Because again, tight ends we've been, are ups and downs. But Gatson's on a high right now, and obviously
they're going against the Titans. They're going against Tennessee.
True. They're going to get there. So.
I'm playing I have Kamani Vidal. Like I'm playing him over Chase Brown. I saw fucking Ramondre Stevenson fucking do yards on the Titans. So, I gotta take a look at this shit. So, yeah, I mean, Kamani Vidal, I think, is going to eat against Tennessee Titans are not a good football team right now. Like from offense, like that's a team that if you're playing against, that your fantasy guys are going to go off. We've had long enough season to know that. The Titans suck. That's a great matchup. So, because I could do Chase Brown against the Bears.
That's actually not a bad deal, because the Bears,
it's not. But I'm gonna go with the Titans, and I think it's gonna eke it out.
Yeah, because the Bears, against the running game, like Genty. Genty had that 65-yard TD, which did me wonders. But the Bears are a weird team. Then all of a sudden, for 3 weeks they had causing all these turnovers. Their defense is crazy. And then they got a backup QB in Baltimore, and they said, nah, let's not play. I mean, I know there's some questionable refs calls, but the way the rest of that game went, no, the Bears gave away that game. So I will say Chase Brown, you're right. I mean, I would definitely go anything against
Chase Brown is trending up, but also he's splitting fucking reps with his backup, Perrine or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what Joe Flacco's fucking status is. He better play, because Baker Mayfield ain't going to play. So, I got to have Joe Flacco do some shit. But if I'm looking at just straight up matches, why the fuck would I not play Kamani Vidal against the Titans? What the fuck are the Titans going to do?
Absolutely nothing. Shit the bed. It's pretty much what they have.
Ain't doing shit. So, I might be wrong. And you know what? I'll probably leave Chase Brown on my bench, and he'll have 30 points. That's how it's been going the last 3 weeks. But at this point, I'm playing matchups when it comes to flex, because I have so much flexibility. It's funny because I don't even think about playing Warren in the flex. Like Warren's like my play if I absolutely have to type of a guy.
Well,
Jalen Warren.
Yeah, he's moved up now to your third, because you have CMC, you had Skattebo, and now you have Chase Brown. Yeah, so Warren. I know, and no one's in our league, by the way, Sports Memes, if you're still listening, it's not just 16-team leagues. There's something else we forgot to say. It's 1 QB, but 3 receivers, 1 running back. So you need to get these receivers in the draft. It's kind of weird. And then, 1 flex, 1 tight end, 1, all that same. But 3 receivers.
I did not do a good job of that. Pickens is the only one that's making my wide receiver core worth anything right now, is that I have fucking Pickens. But with running back, it's worthless, but
but you can slot someone in. He's been riding CMC all year, and then you put in Skattebo or Chase in the flex. So flex. Yeah, you still have a flex.
Well, it's been making up for my fucking point bullshit that my wide receivers haven't gotten. And again, Pickens has done fine. Williams has sucked. I got lucky picking up Kayshon Boutte on waivers on that Friday. And then Calvin Ridley's been a black fucking hole. Yeah, and Sports Memes Channel, you know what? Maybe next year I'll learn my lesson and actually fucking do that. Because I found myself all of a sudden the wide receiver depth in the 5th round was fucking the Sahara Desert. Actually, it was like the 7th round, right? So once we got to the 7th round this year, and we were like, all right, time to see who's on the. Oh my God, no one is fucking left. I mean, I'm talking like there were people like Alec Pierce, which it wouldn't have been a bad one, but there was like nobody. I think I picked up fucking Thielen, and I was like, oh my God, thank God I got Thielen.
No,
And then I
okay.
had a stash with Thornton Jr., who ended up not doing anything. But um, I definitely was chasing after wide receivers after a while there. So
Yeah, in our
yeah, the wide
draft,
receiver application was bad.
I
And it was too late. Once it happened, it was like I'm fucked. Like I was like looking at the rankings of who was left, and I'm like, I'm just oh my God, I'm guessing. And you know who was in that fucking little bullshit part? Like fucking Keenan Allen.
yeah, no one thought Kane
That would have
Allen
been a
would be the
decent
way he
pickup.
is right now. No, my
No,
first
nobody
pick,
could
as you
predict.
know, Soto, because I'm like, I just want to draft him. And I know
Another
I took Genty. Like, I feel like Genty's rookie running backs sometimes just have a year. And he had a couple good games, and he has
went
some
all
decent.
in on him.
I had to. I'm going to slide him in, and then yeah, my next three picks I think were receiver because I got like Rome, Higgins. I think I got someone else after that. Purcell. I forgot. Purcell's just been out for me so much of the season. I can't. That's the thing. Once he gets healthy, it's like I keep saying this. Once he gets healthy, I'm 5-3. I'm like, this is gonna be good.
Has he
This
been healthy?
no, Purcell's only played the first week, I think. No, first. All right, no, first 3 weeks. Week 4 is when he got injured. I'm looking it up now. Every time it's like they're like he's been practicing. Then he's like, nope, he's out. And they're playing the Giants. So I'm hoping he comes back this week. I also have Brock Purdy, who's been out a lot. That's why remember I had to pick up Mac Jones,
Yeah.
and then I lucked into
Hmm.
C.J. Stroud because someone dropped him to make room on their bench. So I'm like, I need a backup QB
Hmm.
better than Mac freaking Jones. He had one, two good games. I'm like, I can't ride the Mac Jones train anymore. Um,
Yeah.
oh my god. I will say in a regular fantasy when it's two receivers, two running backs, I always like the running back depth because especially in PPR leagues. Um, it just helps. They're gonna get theirs. Receivers can end up dropping balls. This that. They rely more on target, but they're gonna run, and sometimes they just break off. So I've always done it, and it's either helped or backfired on me. So I don't know. Like this year, right now, it's backfired because all my
Well,
running
with the
backs are going
running
down.
back, it's like you know that a running back is going to have, most of the time, a running back's going to have a positive game script, right? Unless they get behind.
That's when it screws up.
That's
Yeah,
when it's like, oh, fuck. Like, but sometimes a wide receiver would just no call, no show. And you're just like, oh my God, like it wasn't the one, like it wasn't the week. And that's why I feel like, and maybe it's an old school fantasy thing to rely on a running back because you know that an RB1 on a decent team is going to get touches. At least, like, on a competitive team, they're going to get touches. And if they get ahead, well, that is even better because then you're going to be you're going to be getting fed. And by the way, running backs, Jonathan Taylor, what the fuck?
he went off. I know.
He keeps going up, dude. He's like one of the best. It's like that one guy that I think you're. No, my friend is going against Rudy Poo's. But Rudy Poo's record is strictly based on the fact that Jonathan Taylor is taking his team. Like taking his team to every single win. Like he's just riding that shit. Like Jonathan Taylor is what I was hoping that CMC was going to beat. Now CMC has had a pretty fucking decent year, but then when he just scores 8 points, that Houston defense, we talked about it last week. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That Houston defense is legit.
Oh yeah, it is.
But why would I sit CMC? Like, why the fuck
You
would I
you
ever
have
sit
no,
CMC?
you gotta ride, like they always say, you gotta ride your studs. You gotta put them in till they are injured. It's like I'm all in on Genty now that their buy is like he's just my running back. I'll put in someone else at the flex because I got good old Bill in my flex right now, but without Jaden Daniels, he's not getting the numbers, which is kind of hurting. I'm still surviving. That's all that matters. I am winning. I'm 5-3 on top of our division right now. I know you're
You
tied with
are.
me, so but it's just like if I get Purcell back, like I'm not even. I don't even think I'm playing the waiver wires in our league this week. I'm not. I don't have anything in. I'm like, I
I'm
mean,
not.
obviously there's nothing, but sometimes I might take a chance. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'll just wait. I even have a backup. Like I have the Cleveland defense only because next week they're playing the Jets. Now I got that before the Jets put up 37 against Cincy. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to do that against Cleveland. But again, I'm pretty much riding New England for a while, anyways. Because yeah,
Yeah,
New England plays Tampa
absolutely.
Bay next week, and if Baker Mayfield wakes up, that could be a scare. That's a scary one. Um, but we'll see. You
It's gonna
know,
be a good test for. That's gonna be with all the bullshit hype that the Patriots are getting. Like that is gonna be the first like quasi test for me to be like, okay, are the Patriots actually like a team that can do anything this year? I'm gonna see with my eyeballs when they go against Tampa Bay. Wait a second, what week is that? Do they go against Tampa
next
Bay?
week. Next week they go against Tampa Bay. This week they go against Atlanta. So, I mean,
Okay,
they
so
if
this
they
week
can
is
maintain
the
Bijan
week of.
Robinson, Atlanta's defense was somewhat decent up
Fuck.
and yeah.
I think I'm gonna be at a fucking thing on fucking the ninth. That sucks. Whatever. I'll be looking at my cell phone. That's
That's what
how
we do in
that's
well.
how we do.
Well, I'm coaching the
That's how
championship
we do.
game. I have our championship game on Sunday, but it's at 11. It's like the first time I have a Sunday where because we've been coaching two teams, but now it's one team's left. Blah blah blah. I'm like I can come home and watch 1 o'clock football. I can just put my feet up, have a beer, and just be like, "Yep, I can now finally watch NFL football on a Sunday." So that's going to be intriguing to me. But yeah, the Patriots Drake May right now is looking good, but like you said, it'll be interesting when they get tested from some of these teams. So the next 2 weeks will be, I guess, their hardest test because yeah, it's Falcons who have been up and down. Falcons have played so well, and then they like last week, and they've also been shut out by Carolina out of all teams. And we know who
Yeah,
big.
I
So,
know.
but you know what? We've said it. You have to beat the teams you're supposed to beat and at least compete. So this
Hmm.
next 2 weeks, we'll see what the Patriots are, and if Drake May can keep this going. I know some people are still talking MVP, and maybe we'll see how the numbers go. But right now, he's doing what he needs. But it's also still. I know I keep saying I'm like it's still early, like
We're
things
halfway
could.
through. I mean, like I will say this about Drake May, and I said it last week too. It is one of the best deep balls I have seen in a long time. One of the best deep balls. Like when he throws it in there, it is like in a basket in the wide receiver's like hands. I mean, it is a pretty fucking deep ball. Some guys just chuck it and just hope for the best or a PI. But
Mhm.
dude, he is putting that shit right into guys' hands, deep, and it looks like he does it without any effort. Um, so 3-4 years down the line, kid's gonna be a fucking beast.
All right, so
Um,
I got a
I
question
just
here.
don't know. I mean,
Oh, so let me ask
yeah.
you next
But
question here. Somebody, does Puka go top three next year?
I don't see why not.
If is Matthew Stafford, he's back, right? Is he retiring? Is this his last year? I thought I heard retirement rumors, and I don't know how true that is. So I will say this: if Stafford is still playing, Puka will go top three. If Stafford retires, that's the only reason. It depends on who they have for QB. That's the only reason I would not be sure. Because you know what, Stafford's still amazing me. He's one of those guys you tend to forget about. Then you're like, oh yeah, he is actually pretty good, even when he's not supposed to be. So that's my opinion. Yes, if Stafford's returning, Puka is 100% top three, especially since a lot of people like to take receivers early, and just the way he's playing him and even JSN, just the season he's having, he's going to be up there
And JSN, okay, so like Jamar Chase has had the most points in our league this year. 136 points,
with
right?
three
Fantasy
different
points.
QBs. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Which is insane. JSN is number two.
Mhm.
Number three is fucking George Pickens at 126. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is number four. Then Puka is number five at 111 points this year. And then Emeka Egbuka is right behind him. Top three,
For
I mean,
next
it'd be
year.
tough to like. It'd be tough for me to pick against. Like, if JSN is there, I might go him. Jamar Chase. I mean, how could
I,
you not? Jamar Chase doesn't matter.
Hard part with Jamar Chase now is just what because Joe Burrow's had a couple injuries the last couple of years, and again that don't get me wrong, and yeah, Jamar Chase has been doing this with Browning and Flacco now, but I don't know. Puka's had his time. You're right. JSN might be the sneaky one. I don't know.
JSN because Darnold is fucking having a year.
He always has it. He had a year last year. Oh my god, I wish the Vikings would have
And
done
now
better.
he's got like he's doing great. The Seahawks are not to be slept on. Like they're doing decent. So I'm just gonna see this question here. Week 10, New England versus Tampa. Who wins? Who do you think Tampa is gonna get before the deadline?
Do you think
They
they'll
have to get.
trade it?
I don't know. Do people trade in NFL? Like, I feel like NFL trades are so, like baseball, which that's my number one sport. That's a trading sport. I feel like football. I don't know. What would they possibly get? Waddle, like everyone likes to say.
I don't. Miami's kind of a mess right now. So anything's possible. I also don't know the contracts. I don't know. I don't see any big names going. Yeah, no, I mean, what Baker Mayfield's doing, I mean, I say this despite how he did last week, but Baker Mayfield's been doing this year has been amazing, especially with all the injuries on offense.
Yeah.
It's going to be a test for New England. I mean, I think it's in Tampa. So obviously, I would have to say Tampa's beating New England. Um, it, right now, like I said, but if, come Monday, if I hear New England won, it wouldn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? It's like not like I'd be like, holy. It's not like I'm like, holy shit, Jets won. You know that surprised me, especially since they were down by so much against. Yes, I know the Cincinnati sucked, but they were up so much. It was like 28-6, 20, but they were up like 29, 28, whatever the score was. Since he was blowing them out, and then Jets are like, nah, now we'll play. So anything can happen. But like I said, I think Baker Mayfield just had an off week last week. But the question is, can Drake May shoot it out with him? And like you said, if he can get those deep balls, I don't know. I might take the over on that game. Might as well let Mayfield versus
Drake May was sacked 5 times by Myles Garrett in the game last week. Okay, he still threw for 3 touchdowns and an INT and almost 300 yards after being sacked 5 times by Myles Garrett, and he also had like yards rushing. And I mean, dude, his balls that are coming out of his hand are just every time he throws a deep ball now, I expect that it's going to get caught. I remember the last time that I saw a guy throw like that. The guy has Kayshon Boutte and he has Stephon Diggs. And he's got this little guy, Pop Wilson or whatever his name is. So
Pop Douglas.
So I think that's gonna be a great game. And of course, it's gonna be a great game because I'm not gonna be able to watch it because I have a commitment on the 9th of November. But hopefully there'll be other football inclined individuals who also like the New England Patriots, and maybe I can get on a TV on the side because I will be in New England. So as long as I'm in New England, I can watch the Patriots. But that is going to be a great game.
Should be. I kind of want to just see, since we're talking schedule, I'm going to kind of look up what else is going on in NFL Week 9, who's playing. Thursday's game looks to be a bore. The Dolphins somehow also just won this past week, but Ravens and Dolphins are playing Thursday. Yeah, I don't know. The question is if Lamar's back. Niners and Giants. R.I.P. Skattebo. Yeah. So Chargers and Titans. Yeah. So start all your Chargers players. Start your tight end Gadsden. Start everyone. Here's I say Vikings and Lions. Vikings have kind of gone down. Well, depends who's starting.
JJ McCarthy's playing in this game.
Yeah, because God, who was just filling in for him? Carson Wentz got injured.
He's getting surgery.
Yeah. So JJ McCarthy's coming back. I don't know if that's the answer, but the Lions again they're just still there. I know we keep talking about it. They could make the
Lions coming off a bye too.
Yeah. We've kind of talked about Falcons and Patriots a little bit. This game, Colts and Steelers.
Ooh,
Steelers, well, they just lost to Green Bay. And I fucking hate Aaron Rodgers, but I hate Green Bay as well. So like I said, unfortunately the stadium didn't blow up and all the players died for the Steelers and Packers. That didn't happen. My wish didn't come true. I am kidding. I do not really wish that, but
it's a dark wish. The dark wish right there.
And I'm just joking.
They all stubbed their toes at the same time.
Yes, the Colts should win. The Colts have been the surprise of the season for me. I mean, anyone who would have put money on the fact the Colts would be leading the AFC. I think technically, are they now the best record in the NFL? because it's Bucks lost.
They've only lost once, right?
Yeah, so they might even have the best record. I have to look that up in a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're 7-1.
so if anyone would,
And I don't see anybody else with 7-1. Yep, they're 7-1. That's the best record
yeah.
in
So if
football.
you,
I just looked at the standings.
before week one, if anyone said Colts will have the best record in midfield, I'd be like, I want the drugs that you're having, and I want them now. No one, no one expect with
Yeah,
Daniel
I
Jones.
would have taken Jonathan Taylor with my first pick. Yeah, I would have been like, Jonathan Taylor is my first pick. I don't care.
Uh,
So, I mean, Jonathan Taylor is like eating people alive.
yeah.
So,
We talked about the Texans, but Broncos and Texans. There's a game I'm taking the under. Both of those defenses, Texans can definitely play D, and we know the Broncos can. So that actually could be a game. My
yeah,
Bears,
so
my set.
Texans have only allowed 103 points. That's the lowest I'm seeing here.
Yeah, and Broncos are still doing well. So yeah, take the under on that. Bears and Bengals. Bears should have beat the Ravens. I don't know what happened to them, so I'm hoping this is a bounce
Yeah,
back
what the
game.
fuck happened there?
I don't know. Caleb Williams shit the bed, and I had 4 games this past Sunday coaching, so I haven't caught up with anything. I just kind of saw scores, and I haven't even delved into. I just kind of looked at fantasy. So it's the one week I really wasn't paying attention. I had other priorities. I've heard people talk about the refs are shitty. I'm like, yeah, but they still lost by 2 scores. Because that there's something I've seen a lot of memes about that, but I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. And Derrick Henry kind of ran on them a little bit, so hence why, like I said, Chase Brown might not be a bad bet against the Bengals or against the Bears. I mean, but the question is Joe Flacco starting? Because if Browning's going back in, I am starting my Bears defense because yeah, they might not have done as well against the Ravens, but before that they had 14 takeaways, and if Browning's starting, you're damn right they're getting a pick 6 or 2 against Browning. So we'll see. I'm just hoping. What early in the year, I took the Ravens for a loss because again, I didn't think they were going to be minus Lamar. I even said that week 1 the Ravens were my AFC pick. They're not now, but so who knows? But against the Bengals, let's see how the Bears do. The Lonely Panther. Actually, you know what? I keep making fun of the Panthers. Their record's not as bad. The Panthers are 4-4.
Starting who's Andy Dalton on? Is he on the Panthers?
He's on the Panthers.
Yeah.
Because but they're 4-4, and they're facing the Packers. So yes, I am rooting for the Panthers there. I would not put money on it. But yeah, so there's that game. Saints and Rams. So if you got a Rams player, start him. I'm going to say that right now. Yeah, Puka's going to eat against the Saints. So yeah,
home, yeah.
if you have him, start him, and yeah, I would even start Stafford over most QBs this week. I think that's a good sneaky play. Raiders and Jaguars. Jaguars need to coming off the bye, but I need Genty to do well. So, but Raiders have no offensive line, so that's why my Genty pick's still a little scary.
Here's Chiefs and Bills.
I just was getting to that. Here is the 4:00 game. I have Patrick Mahomes in my Guillotine League, and he's done wonders. Josh Allen's on the waivers, and I know I said earlier I put in a lot of my money on Gibbs because I need that strong second running back to go. I'm like, because I thought with losing Skattebo, I'm like, I need someone. So, but I did put in a little money for Josh Allen, more for defense, because I'm like, if I get that, I'm gonna have Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes on my team. I'm like, I'm riding to the end. There's 6 teams left in my Guillotine League.
Yeah.
Top 3 get paid.
Wow.
So third place, you get your money back.
Hey.
So I'm like,
3 weeks.
That's all I need. And it's tough because, like I said, everyone is picking up players, but I have the second most money. So as long as the top guy does not go for Gibbs, which he has Taylor, he has like a strong, I forget who he has, but 3 strong running backs. I'm like, there's no reason for him to spend this kind of money in Gibbs. I outbid like the top guy. Like I put in more money than they have. And I'm like, I love it, Soto. There's so much more strategy going on in Guillotine because some people think, yeah, spend your money right away, build your team when you can, and kind of write it out. Do you do the mix? You're looking at everything. So I like the extra strategy in this because now you're trying to build your team. So even if I don't get Gibbs, I'm still confident I can survive this week. Again, injuries can happen. Anything can happen.
They do.
So I'm not going to say I'm 100%, but like I'm set right now with the team I got, I have the second best projection. Gibbs will just kind of get me through the rest of the season. But yeah, Chiefs and Bills. That should be a game.
Mm,
That should be a game.
that's gonna tell us some stuff. I mean, because the Chiefs are playing better, but like they're gonna have some issues with seeding. So they're not gonna be just like home field advantage for the rest of the playoffs unless they go on a run. But yeah, so we'll see.
Let's take a look. Let's talk about this for a second. The seedings. So at this moment, looking at the AFC, we talked about the Colts are the number 1 seed. Patriots are the number 2 seed at the moment. Tied with the Broncos. I don't know how that. I'm just. But the Chiefs are only 1 game back against the Broncos in their division. So.
Oh yeah.
You're right. So here's the thing, and the Bills are obviously only a half a game behind the Patriots for that division. So yeah, there is. This is a huge game, and in a weird way, I know you're going to be a Chiefs fan for that, just because you want the Bills to lose.
I always want the Chiefs to lose.
You want the Bills to win?
Yeah, I don't want the Chiefs to win ever. I don't give a fuck. Bills can win the division. I don't give a fuck. I won the division. We won the division for 20 years.
Bills, dude, that's gone now. You can't ride on the coattails of the past anymore.
I mean, I'm just telling you that I'm satisfied. I don't give a fuck. But the Chiefs, I don't like the Chiefs. So, and I loathe them. So I would rather I'd rather have the Bills beat the Chiefs, to be quite honest with you.
Okay. But either way, I'm just saying the Chiefs are not that far off the seeding as we thought, because they were kind of down, but they're on a streak. So, but yeah, that should still be a good game. And then Sunday night's game, Seahawks and Commanders. That will be a good game if Jaden Daniels is 100%, which he hasn't been the last few weeks. I kind of hope
Seahawks
he is.
Are good.
I don't know. I have him in my work league.
Team, man.
And then Cardinals and Cowboys Monday night.
Yeah, who fucking cares about the Cowboys? Cardinals a little bit better defense than I thought they had, but 2-5, yeesh.
Yeah,
not good.
Not good at all. But you know what? That division, that NFC West was like Seahawks, Rams 5-2, 49ers 5-3, Cardinals 2-5. The funny thing is, their points for and points against, it's like 153, 154. So they've been in a lot of games. They've just been on the. By the looks of it, yeah, that's right. They started 2-0. They lost the last 5 games. Yeah,
that's a streak right there. That's a streak.
It is a streak.
It's a streak.
So yeah, I mean, I'll be happy. I can actually watch some NFL games this week. My coaching, like I said, Sunday's the last day for flag football. I don't have to worry about it again until the spring. So championship game and come home and just watch football, and I have all week off. So it's gonna be great, Soto. It's gonna be great.
That is fucking awesome. I have Monday off, and that's it. I just gave myself a little bit of treat. I don't have the time you do, but I wanted to start off November with a bang. Plus, us old guys, we take a day to adjust to the new time schedule. It's actually one of the more riskiest days for people to have heart attacks. That's how much it fucks people up. So.
Yep. No, I'll just stay inside. I mean, actually, no, because I'll be outside.
I'll be inside this weekend. I'm not doing anything, at all. So I'm just gonna take some R&R and not do anything. Not do anything risky.
No. Our game is at 11. It's over at noon, and then, like I said, I'll be home just in time. Put my feet up and be like, that's the start of my week, and we will go from there. So, but yeah, awesome. I know we'll be texting a lot of fantasy. There's a lot of interesting things going on, but we shall see. We shall see how the season goes. And it's been, like I said, our league has definitely been interesting, and we are just tied. We are right there, 5-3. I'm glad Dorothy, I guess they lost. So that kind of just puts me and you at the top. Number 4 and 5 seed overall. That's the funniest thing. We're just neck and neck. So,
and we have a heads up match on week 11th.
Yeah.
So week 11 is going to be when we go against each other again. Yeah,
because actually we have one. Yeah, because we still have 4 more division matchups. Because I think we play each one in our division twice. So yeah, 11, 12, 13. So we'll see. We shall see. So outside of that, though, any last words? Any fantasy? Anything you want to say NFL football before we kind of turn this off for the week? for lack of better.
No, no. I think I'm good. Again, like I told you over text, I'm going to keep Skattebo on my team the rest of the year.
Stick him on the
As a
IR.
locker room presence. Yeah, he's going to be on the IR, and he's going to just root my team on and be a good locker room guy. And we'll see what's up. I can't wait to recap. God, I feel like this NFL season's gone by way quick, but I can't wait to recap at the end of this and be like, what would we have done differently, and what will we be doing, next year? Because last year we did the pizza parlay and picks and parlays or whatever, but we weren't in the same fantasy league, so we weren't like we weren't going through the pains of fantasy football from like draft. We've literally documented from draft day all the way to week 9 right now. So, but it's interesting how this all plays out because I haven't really gotten rid of a lot of guys that I drafted. This is kind of the team that I drafted, outside of like Rico Dowdle and Darren Waller and Thornton. It's pretty much my intact team. I haven't done too many moves there.
No, I would have to go back and look. Because I know there's especially bench guys. Oh, speaking of which, because I remember there was a trade, not a big news trade, because it dawned on me because like again in our league, 3 receivers, 16 teams. There's not a lot of depth. You just dart throw at a lot of receivers and running backs sometimes. And if you remember, I actually had at the start of the season Tyler Lockett, who obviously didn't do much. I had to drop. He now signed with the Raiders. I forgot to. This is or trade. Excuse me. Yeah, so he's being reunited with Geno Smith and Pete Carroll. So yeah, no, I'm reading this now. Titans released him. Raiders signed him. That's right. He was on the Titans. But like he wasn't doing anything, so I was like, okay. Obviously, I dropped him. I don't remember who I picked up. So my bench looks a little different, but I think for the most part, my main. I mean, again, I had to pick up C.J. Stroud because Purdy was hurt. And yeah, we won't count kicker. I'm on my 3rd kicker and probably like 3rd defense, but I'm going to ride New England for a long time. And tight ends, I've streamed a couple. I'm kind of keeping with Barner right now because he's the hot hand. We'll see. We'll see. Like you like, I want to go back and see who I definitely, but yeah, halfway through, or this will be after this week, halfway through the NFL season. We're heading into, 2/3 of the fantasy season. So yeah, after this, there's only like 5 weeks left before playoffs. So this is kind of halfway to the championship game. So yeah, it's interesting. Who knows, Soto? You know it. I mean, we'll see where we rank. We'll see if we both make the playoffs, if only one do. Maybe we can figure out a trade. I know it's hard to trade within the division. I know the Pittsburgh coach kind of went off a little bit with the whole Joe Flacco thing, which Mike Tomlin was just freaking hilarious. I'm like, hey, it happens. Hard part is like, I don't know if I had Purcell healthy, if I was 100%, I might talk to you about one of my lesser receivers for maybe a lesser running back. Just keep that in mind. Like I said, right now because Purcell's injured, I kind of keep who I have, and obviously Bourne is hit or bust. But we'll see. We'll see how this season goes. But right now, I will say our league has been the most entertaining. My work league, I'm fucked. Unless I have to get a haul for Bijan Robinson. It's the only thing. And then yeah, my guillotine league, I'm happy. You know what? I'm top 6 right now, and right now everything's looking good. So and I think I told you what my team. Real quick, I will kind of repeat this. This is my guillotine team. Yeah. This is my starter, Patrick Mahomes. My 2 receivers, St. Brown and Jefferson. Right now, my 2 running backs is Derrick Henry and Bill, because I had to obviously drop Skattebo, put him on the bench. So my tight end's Kraft and my flex is Rome. That's what I have.
Wow.
On my bench, I do have Dottle, who is now I might be able to get rid of, but I had him. So when he was doing well, I had him. I have Kelsey. I still have McLaurin, who may or may not be back. I did pick up Houston's Marks. I have Shaheed, and I have Cade Auden and Bucky Irving's in my IR. So I'm looking to get Gibbs. If I get him, Dowdle's gone. And I'm looking to get Josh Allen. And I forget who I'm dropping. I forget who I'm dropping there. So that's to tell you how Guillotine works. People are like, how do you have that team? Well, Guillotine's different. I hope you can try it next year. So
that makes sense. I mean, that makes a lot more sense that it be like that, because that's like the format. It's just, man, these 16 league regular teams.
It's brutal.
It's just, I hate it. It's just it get because it gets sad. I know we have our tears in our picture, but it just becomes like if you have like one injury, and I have been blessed to not have a major injury. If you have like one or two, you're done. Some of the guys in our league that are 0-6 or whatever, like are 1-5,
Mhm.
or I don't know, is that a thing?
Well, now it'd be like two.
Um,
I think the worst is like it's. I think everyone's got 2 wins now because a couple of the. So I think it's like 2-6. Like because we just got through week 8. So
yeah. So those guys, it's like they are just playing the dog shit that is in the way you just watch you just look at their projections. It's like all guys like projected to score 4 points. There's some people that are only scoring like 50 points a week in our league.
yeah,
And that's because injuries decimate you. You pick a high pick, like let's say you pick Jamar Chase this last round, and then Jamar Chase is done for the year, or hell, Malik Neighbors,
yep,
right? All those people that picked Malik Neighbors, done.
yeah. That's all it takes. Just basically one injury. I mean, it's basically what CMC did to you last year. Um, but
Yeah, I know. I was chasing that shit. I still made the playoffs last year, but yeah, I was chasing that shit all year, all freaking year.
so real quick, Soto, the guy who's basically got the most points in the Guillotine League. I gotta just share with you his team real quick. His starters: Drake May is his QB right now.
Nice.
He's his two receivers, Rasheed Rice and JSN. His running backs,
You're right. And Jay said, "Wow,
Taylor and Jacobs, are his two running backs.
oh
Josh Jacobs.
God
His tight end,
Almighty."
Ferguson. His flex,
Well,
Javonte Williams. On his bench, he has
that is fun.
he has Olaf, Addison, Pickens, Brees Hall, Charbonnet, and Vital. That's his
Wow.
bench. So this guy, you gotta the thing with Guillotine, it's not just get the top. You gotta really fit because your a bye week can actually screw you as well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because if your top guys are on a bye and you do not have a viable option, yeah, you're gonna lose.
Mhm.
And because in our league, in a regular fantasy, you're like, well, all right, if I lose this week, I'll bounce back. I can lose this, but
Yeah.
Guillotine, you're bottom, you're done. Like there is no
You're done.
second chances. The goal is just to not be last every week. Um, and that, again, so much strategy, and I would like to see your train of thought as you're looking into it too. I feel like you're going to do it next year. And hopefully we can get
Oh
in the
yeah.
same league so we can talk about it. Like I said, I just found a $20 league and I was like, no, I'm going to do this. I want to see how it goes. So, yeah, top 6. So I'll let you know. I mean, obviously we're going to keep talking about it. So, all right, that is, week 9 coming up.
Week 9.
Week 9. I know. One last. Hold on. So I don't know if you have any kind of drink or seltzer in your hand, but one last
I
drink
do.
for good
Yes.
old Cam Skattebo. We will miss you. Thank
Okay,
you for being our fantasy football bro for this half a season.
bro.
But yeah,
Mhm.
we'll next year. I have a funny feeling, so depending where me and you get our draft picks, we're going to be looking like who's going to get the Cam first. I think we're going to look at it early. You might have like first round pick 13. You're like, God, I know it's early, but I got to put Skattebo in my lineup.
Oh God, it's gonna be so tempting not to. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, the first
I
half of the
can't.
season,
I
you're
had to keep
guaranteed a
believing.
strong stud, and the injury scare, I think, is why he's going to fall to the second round. But
Yeah. True.
as we've seen, people take those chances. You have to. Sometimes it's good to win early and figure it out. Because like you said, if you got 1, 2, 3 wins right now, you're kind of panicking. So we'll see. But anyhow, that'll do it. And yeah, we should be back next week. We'll see. Maybe because next week will be officially after half the season. Again, we'll do our Super Bowl picks. I think we keep, kind of been our ongoing story every few weeks. Be like, who do we think's making the Super Bowl? But until
Mhm.
next time, just sit back, relax, and enjoy some good football games. Watch,
Yeah.
watch the Chiefs lose. That's what Soda wants. Watch the Chiefs
Oh, please.
lose.
Always